Hello everyone and welcome back to Fliks Picks, your streamlined Overwatch League analysis and predictions channel. Not much more to say other than it's day 4 of week 2, so let's get that armor on the point. Game 1 has the Seoul Dynasty facing off against the London Spitfire, the two rival Korean teams, and you'd better believe that this will be Fliks series to Overwatch for the day. They will clash on King's Row, Hanamura, Lijiang Tower, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. The map history shows both teams struggling on King's Row, with Seoul running 1-4 and London running 3-5. Hanamura is pretty evenly contested, with a 3-4 record for Seoul and a 4-2 record to London. Lijiang Tower favours Seoul with a history of 5-3, while London break even with 6-6. Watchpoint Gibraltar sees the opposite occur, as Seoul has a 4-4 record while London boasts a 5-1 record. If Nepal gets played this series, it's anyone's match, as both teams have an even record. In the way of each team's stats for Stage 4, Seoul are averaging 4.66 kills per game and 6 deaths per game, giving them a team average kill-death ratio of -1.34 this stage. London this stage are averaging 4.49 kills per game and 6.66 deaths per game, giving them a team average kill-death ratio of -2.17. When these two teams have met in the past, it's been London walking away with the victory 3 times, with their last series going to a Game 5. In their last 9 games, Seoul has won 3 series to London's 4. Neither team has won a series in Stage 4. Both teams played quite poorly last week, which comes as a surprise to me, as I thought London would flock to this meta. There is news that maybe Miro will return to his tank role for the Dynasty, which would help improve their chances of winning. Alas, with both teams not running at 100%, this will make for an interesting series to see who will come out on top. It's hard to choose just one team to win because it really could go either way based on each team's performance last week and the map pool. The community is backing London 62-38, and I'm also backing London, but 55-45. Now, my pick comes thinking that Miro might not play this week. If he does, then this game could go to Seoul, but if not, then I think London has this one wrapped up. Game 2 will show us the Shanghai Dragons against the New York Excelsior. They will be playing on Blizzard World, Horizon Lunar Colony, Oasis, and Dorado. The map pool history is how you would imagine it. The Dragons have a negative net on all the map types, and the NYXL have a positive net on all the maps, with the exception of Horizon Lunar Colony, where the teams have the same number of wins and losses. However, the NYXL do have a tied game in there. If we end up in Nepal, the Dragons have lost there 10 times, while the New York Excelsior have a 9-2 record. The team's stats for Stage 4 show that the Dragons average 4.02 kills per game and die 5.59 times per game, giving them a team average kill-death ratio this stage of -1.58. New York Excelsior, on the other hand, averaged this stage 6.66 kills per game and 4.98 deaths per game, giving them a team average kill-death ratio of 1.68. When the teams have met up before in the past, the Dragons have lost all 3 times. As for their last 9 games, the Dragons have also lost all 9 of those, while the Excelsior have done the opposite and won all 9 games. Not much to say externally for either side here. Each team's performance last week was as expected, which means there will be no surprises when you see that both myself and the community are quite sure of a victory from New York here. The Dragons have simply not done enough of late to make me think they could win a series, let alone the series against the best team in the league. I have 1% sitting there because who knows, but realistically we're seeing 4-0 here. Our final game for the day and the week will see the Dallas Fuel taking on the Philadelphia Fusion. They will battle it out on King's Row, Hanamura, Lijiang Tower, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. Each team's history on these maps shows us that the Fuel is going negative on King's Row while the Fusion are dead even. A subpar effort from the Fuel on Hanamura, but a staggeringly positive effort from the Fusion. Similar results again on Lijiang Tower, the Fuel losing twice as much as they win with a 3-6 record, whereas the Fusion come in strong with a 9-2 record. Finally, we have Watchpoint Gibraltar, where both teams have an even history, 3-3 for the Fuel and 3-4 for the Fusion. If we go to the Game 5 on Nepal, we can see the Fuel have a 2-7 record while the Fusion have a 6-6 record. Each team's stats from this stage show the Fuel averaging 6.65 kills per game and 6.93 deaths per game, giving them a team average kill-death ratio of -0.28. The Fusion are averaging 6.27 kills per game and 5.84 deaths per game, giving them a team average kill-death ratio this stage at 0.43, so not a lot separating these two teams kill-wise. In their previous matchups, the Fusion have won quite comfortably all 3 times. Looking at each team's last 9 series, the Fuel have only won 1 of their last 9 against the Dragons, while the Fusion have 5 Ws to their name. Externally, the Fuel have picked up Coach Aero from the Fusion University team in the Contenders League as their new head coach. His impact on the team was hard to notice last week as he only joined a day and a half before day 1 was played. Given the success Aero had in Contenders, leading Fusion University to the championship, then hopefully he will have a positive effect on the Fuel. However, Kaikai's recent criticisms and discussions of the Fuel's management might mean we see history repeat itself. He is hoping for all the Fuel fans that doesn't, and we see some improvements coming soon. As for the Fusion, we all saw their dominant display last week as they showed us their spoil of riches with their DPS lineup and now their tank lineup. They hit the ground running and performed exceptionally to give all of their fans some hope that they will cement their position as a finalist this season. Given all of that, both myself and the community both heavily favour the Fusion this game, the community calling 85-15 and myself calling 90-10. While Coach Aero might make steps in the right direction for the Fuel, he has an entire season of issues to vet out before he can start making positive change, and I don't think we will see enough of that happen by the time this game is played. I'm thinking 4-0 or maybe a 3-1 if Taimu goes big on Widow on Watchpoint Gibraltar. And that does it for the week, team. Quickly recapping today, Fliks picks are London, New York, and Philadelphia. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, everyone. Please feel free to leave a comment and let me know your thoughts about today's picks. If you enjoyed the content, a like would be very appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss me when I return with next week's picks. Enjoy the games, guys, and I hope to see you then.
But it's going to be a biotic grenade from Cussa, connects with 3 members from the Fuel, but it's going to be a Dragon Blade already, but it's going to be Rascal taken out there by EQO. So you lose your Zenyatta, you lose your Dragon Blade there. It's a tough one for the Fuel.